Welcome to the Crystal Self-Healer Podcast. I'm Carissa Weaver. On this podcast, we blend the magic of crystals with the science of psychology to help you break free from chaos, ditch the overwhelm, and master your emotions so you can have more energy, get more done, and feel better every day. Get ready to unlock your intuition and restore your true power as we cover how you can transform your life using crystals and self-awareness. Are you ready to get started? All right, let's go. Your brain is structured and wired to ensure your safety. So it's only reasonable that when things happen that feel threatening to you, criticism, judgment, rejection, failure, that you would take it personally. There will never be a day where you won't hear something that could have a barbed edge to it. Whether it's a casual remark that leaves a sting or a well-meaning piece of advice that hits a nerve, we've all been there. For those of you with the gift of a keen sense of empathy or sensitivity, this can be an Achilles heel because for you, these statements aren't just words. They are deeply felt truths that feel like personal attacks rather than just offhand, maybe insensitive comments. In today's episode, we'll explore why it feels like every slight or criticism is a direct hit and how this tendency can impact your emotional landscape. We'll also uncover practical ways to stop taking things personally so you can reclaim your inner peace. Taking things personally is a common struggle, especially for empaths and sensitive individuals. At its core, this tendency involves interpreting others' actions or words as a direct reflection on your own worth or character. It's more than just feeling hurt by criticism. It's about internalizing it to the point where it impacts your self-perception and emotional well-being. This inclination often stems from a strong desire for connection and approval, which can make you vulnerable to external feedback. The issue with taking things personally is that it can create a lens through which you view interactions and experiences. When you take things personally, you filter events through the belief that you are at fault or that others' negative opinions are a true reflection of your inadequacies. This belief can lead to an endless cycle of self-doubt and anxiety as you constantly seek to correct or fix perceived flaws based on how others react to you. This tendency can also heighten emotional responses, making everyday interactions feel more charged and impactful than they might be for others. For example, a minor critique from a friend might feel like a significant blow to your self-worth, or a casual comment from a colleague could trigger a spiral of self-criticism. Understanding this issue helps to recognize why these reactions are so intense and what underlying patterns might be driving them. The problem with taking things personally is that it often distorts your reality. Instead of seeing feedback or reactions as isolated incidents, you might perceive them as reflections of your whole self. This distortion can cause unnecessary emotional turmoil and prevent you from addressing situations objectively. The more you take things personally, the harder it becomes to separate your self-worth from external validation, leading to a constant struggle with self-criticism and emotional stress. It is crucial to understand the broader implications of how taking things personally affects your life, how it is manifesting in the various aspects of your daily experience, how it is showing up in your interactions with and responses to the people in your life. You may not even recognize how you're taking things personally at first. It's not always as obvious as immediately hurt feelings by someone's careless words or actions. It can be subtle, like experiencing a drop in your mood after a conversation, or replaying a moment in your head and wondering if you did something out of turn. You might find yourself focusing on someone's body language or the tone they use, looking for the hidden meaning behind their words. It can also show up as self-doubt or insecurity, even when no direct criticism was given. In your relationships, you may find yourself walking on eggshells, afraid of how you might be judged. When a friend or partner expresses frustration, you might take it as a personal attack, leading to unnecessary stress and tension, because instead of seeing the situation for what it is, someone else expressing their own feelings or frustrations, you internalize it as a reflection of your worth or actions. Constructive criticism might feel like a personal attack rather than a tool for growth. A simple piece of feedback from a coworker or boss can leave you spiraling, questioning your abilities or whether you belong in the role you're in, even if it's intended to help you grow. Taking things personally can create patterns of avoidance. You may begin to shy away from difficult conversations or situations where conflict could arise. Instead of inserting your needs or setting boundaries, you might stay silent to avoid the possibility of being misunderstood or criticized. Over time, this avoidance can cause resentment or burnout as you suppress your true feelings to keep the peace. When you're constantly absorbing others' emotions and worrying about what they think of you, it can leave you feeling drained. This emotional overload can be experienced as anxiety, irritability, or even physical fatigue as your body responds to the constant emotional tension. Ultimately, taking things personally leaves you feeling disconnected from yourself and others. You might notice that you feel isolated or misunderstood, even when you're surrounded by people who care about you. The more you internalize others' words or actions, the harder it becomes to separate their feelings from your own, creating a cycle of emotional stress and self-blame. Our culture is funny. We have this expectation or belief that it's negative to think highly of yourself. Yet that is exactly what is needed and exactly what your brain is doing when it makes everything about you. And as much as there are many people beating the drum and advocating around having confidence, there are way more messages that tear a confident person down than lifts them up. Now, not everyone carries the belief that it's bad to be full of confidence. That fun belief tends to be one that keeps empath and sensitives trapped. One of the most powerful things you can do is learning to let go of the things people say that don't deserve space in your mind. We've all encountered offhand remarks, casual criticism, or thoughtless comments. Here's the truth. Not everything said is worth your energy. People project their own insecurities onto others all the time, and often the things that sting the most are thoughtless, careless remarks that were made flippantly and don't actually reflect who you are. You get to reclaim your mental and emotional space when you stop replaying conversations and questioning your worth. Instead, focus on what actually matters to you, not on passing remarks that were never about you in the first place. Another shift is letting go of the need to be fully understood by everyone. Being misunderstood is frustrating, especially when you're deeply connected to your emotions, but trying to explain or justify yourself to everyone is draining. Not everyone will get you. Not everyone will see you fully or grasp your perspective. And that's okay. The right people will understand, and those who don't aren't your responsibility. Instead of bending over backwards to make others see your point of view, start attracting the people who do get you, the ones who respect and value you for who you are. This opens the door to deeper, more authentic relationships because you're no longer contorting yourself to fit into someone else's understanding. Instead, stand strong in your truth and allow others to meet you there, or not. And either way, it doesn't shake your foundation. So much of taking things personally comes from second-guessing yourself, wondering if you've done enough, said the right thing, or met others' expectations. And this can cloud the decisions and choices you make. Imagine making decisions that you aren't conflicted about, decisions that come from a place of confidence rather than hesitation. When you stop taking things personally, you open yourself to clearer, more aligned decisions, choices based on what's truly right for you, rather than on pleasing others or avoiding criticism. Letting go of these patterns doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you care in a healthier, more self-affirming way. When you stop taking things personally or don't feel the need to constantly defend yourself, your emotional bandwidth increases. Instead of wasting time and mental space dwelling on a careless remark, you can channel that energy into something that serves you, whether it's a creative project, a goal you're working toward, or simply enjoying the moment. You gain the freedom to invest that energy in areas that truly matter, your goals, your well-being, and your growth. This moves you away from reaction and into intentionality, where you're choosing what deserves your attention and not engaging with what doesn't. When you stop taking things personally and no longer seek constant validation or fear being misunderstood, your relationships improve. You'll feel more at ease expressing yourself without fear of misinterpretation, and you'll set healthier boundaries, which naturally fosters deeper respect from other people. It also means allowing yourself to be human, no longer needing to be perfect, and you certainly don't need to be universally liked or understood. Real growth happens when you stop allowing external voices to dictate your inner world. This is about moving from a place of insecurity to a place of strength. You're no longer at the mercy of every passing comment, every misunderstanding, or every conflicted thought. Instead, you become someone who acts with purpose and conviction, grounded in your own truth. You're not here to manage everyone's perception of you, nor are you responsible for how people interpret your actions or words. Letting go of taking things personally allows you to redirect your energy toward what you actually want in life, instead of spending it on offhand comments or misunderstandings. You start living more intentionally. You stop seeking external approval and instead rely on your internal compass. You can navigate life with a sense of purpose and ease because your decisions are no longer influenced by fear of judgment or rejection. You become the person who takes action with confidence, without feeling the need to overthink or second guess. And that is where true empowerment lies. When you're ready to take this work deeper, check out the Crystal Self-Healer Members Portal, where we take what you learn here and apply it to your life. Inside, you'll find the support you need to break the cycles of overwhelm and create a sense of emotional, mental, and physical peace, so you can start building new patterns that feel good to you. Learn more by visiting 3charmedgems.com or use the links in the show notes. I'm going to offer labradorite as the crystal to support you as you stop taking things personally. Labradorite is a protective crystal and can help you create a protective boundary that shields your energy, helping you distance yourself from the energy of others while keeping your own energy intact. When faced with criticism or harsh words, Labradorite empowers you to remain grounded, allowing you to stay in your truth so you avoid getting swept up in the emotional charge of their words. Labradorite has the ability to enhance self-awareness and intuition, helping you trust your inner voice so you can make confident and strong decisions. It encourages you to let go of the need for external validation, allowing you to feel confident in your own decisions without relying on the approval or understanding of others. Labradorite also has the ability to heighten your awareness of synchronicities and to see the bigger picture. You'll be able to break away from patterns of behavior and thought that are keeping you in the cycle of taking things personally. Today's episode has been brought to you by Labradorite and Reclaiming Emotional Sovereignty. May we all stop taking things personally, allowing us to move through life with greater clarity, intention, and inner peace. Blessed be, my friends. All right, my friends, that wraps up this week's episode. Thank you for joining me here today on the Crystal Self-Healer podcast. If you haven't already, hit subscribe, leave a review, and take the What Crystal is Best for You quiz linked in the show notes. Join me again next week as we continue to demystify crystals, how your brain works, and how you can use them so you can have more energy, get more done, and feel better every day.